So it was the middle of wokeness, and you had bought a book online.
Yeah, so I bought a book.
What was the book?
It was Unmasked by Andy No, who's a conservative journalist whose beat is Antifa and the BLM riots.
Even if it was Mein Kampf, it's your right to buy a book. And then your band members, right, were like, you gotta, I mean, they used to throw the band, people out of the band for like really crazy shit. I mean, Led Zeppelin, I think, used to fuck groupies with a fish. I do. I feel like I read, am I wrong? Again, allegedly, but I feel like there was a shark involved. I mean,
rather young groupies as well.
Crazy. And you just ordered a book by a conservative writer. I mean, the fact that that was even a controversy just blows my mind.
It seems absolutely ridiculous now, and it was ridiculous at the time, but I think in the moment it didn't necessarily, or maybe it did from your point of view, but I think in the music industry, creative industries, that there was that sort of tension that was building, and people lost their minds. Again, as we said earlier, it was people were locked up at home, but people were locked down at home. And what I did say about the book was, congratulations, Mr. Andy No. I can't remember the exact words, but you're a very brave man, and I recommended it, which, if I said that about Mein Kampf, would be a problem, I think. I think it's important to note.
It wouldn't for the kids at Columbia who are marching for Hamas.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, I read through the Columbia University Apartheid Divest Substack, and it's all pro-Hamas, pro the Houthis, pro-Hezbollah, pro-Nasrallah. It's unapologetically anti-Western.
And if that doesn't make my point about liberalism is not the same as wokeism.
Exactly.
Nothing does. If you don't get that, then you don't get anything, and I'm just wasting my time talking to you. But anyway, so I'm very curious, the other members of the band.
Yes.
Mumford was cool with it, but Son not so much. No, I'm joking. But who was uncool with it?
Well, after this, so this tweet goes out, and over the course of the weekend, it ends up trending on Twitter. I had about 3,000 followers on Twitter. That's another crazy thing about it. I had no followers. It ends up going up all the trending lists, both in your country and my country. And I think, I don't remember the exact timing right now, but it ended up being a segment on The View, a segment on Tucker, and it
My
was
thing.
Your thing. And
obviously, it got on my radar.
Yeah, and so then...
Well, it's because you apologize for it.
Quite.
That's what I was critiquing, was that, like, you know, you should stand up to these. And then to your great credit, you recanted.
Right, so that's a few months later. So in this first weekend, I put this apology out. The band were very upset, and I wanted to, you know, make it right, and I wanted to stop the attacks on the band. I had a duty to protect them. And in that sense, you know, I wasn't a lone artist. I had colleagues, so to speak. It feels weird calling a bandmate a colleague, but and they had families, and I needed to get the heat off.
Right.
I was also conscious that I might actually have done something wrong, and this is something that I briefly spoke to Shane Gillis, the comedian, about because he went through a cancellation.
Yes, he did.
At SNL, and he's talked about this on his show, but in this period, he was like questioning everything and wondering like maybe he'd done something wrong. And this is one thing that when you get criticized, my initial feeling was I was contrite. I was like, maybe I've done something wrong. Like maybe I've got this wrong.
Sure.
Maybe I don't know everything about this topic.
It's hard not to feel when the whole country, I know this has happened to me a few times, turns the white hot light. It's over here on these people, and they're in the barrel, and then suddenly it's like, and it feels.
But also, even though I'd done media and stuff with the band before, I'd never been singled out, and I'd never had this kind of media. So this was all new. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. Suddenly total. In the course of a day, you're history's greatest monster. You know what? As we're talking about this, I'm remembering the line we did, which was pretty funny, which was, you're going after this guy for reading a book he's a musician. Don't worry, it won't happen again.
Yeah, quite.
That's a terrible thing to say. But
No, it's pretty accurate.
It's kind of funny. Come on.
So I put this apology out, and over the coming months, I really look into it. I was like, what the hell's going on? And I ask other journalists, I look into Andy Ngo's work, and then Andy gets attacked again. So he'd been attacked previously.
He was physically attacked.
He's physically attacked previously.
As I recall, right?
Twice. So once before this moment, which is why I felt so inspired to call him brave, and then the second time in that period. And when he got attacked a second time, for me, I was like, I'm one of the bad guys now, because I'm on the side that's pretending by this apology. Now, from the outside, you might be like, oh, no one actually cares. But when you're inside it, it weighs heavy on your conscience. So at that point, I was really like, I was losing sleep. I wasn't eating properly. It was like driving me crazy.
That's so
and I felt like I was one of the bad guys.
Was the band close at that point, or were you going through? I mean, because Mumford & Sons was huge. You're still big. You sell out the Hollywood Bowl like 3 nights in a row. But there was a time when like they were like, and this is a little after that, but like, you know, winning all the Grammys, and like there's like an it band.
We had a period.
You were the it band.
2012, 2013.
That's amazing. I mean, most people don't ever get to that.